Good morning. My name's Lachlan Blackhall, and today Diane's asked me to talk to you about what it means to be professional as an entrepreneur. So, just to give you some background, I've been in the entrepreneurial space for about 10 or 15 years, from my time as a student right through my time at university, and now actually to being an entrepreneur as my main job, I suppose. So, in talking about what it means to be professional as an entrepreneur, I'm going to break it down into three areas. The first one I'm going to talk about sort of deportment and how you carry yourself. The second's the quality of the work that you do. And the third's sort of morals, ethics, and the law. And I think those three areas cover the really important facets of professionalism as an entrepreneur. And I think from your perspective as students, it's important to realize that learning the professional aspects of being an entrepreneur are as important as being an entrepreneur itself, because there's certainly the wrong way to go about doing things, and the importance of actually learning the professional aspects is that it'll give you an edge because you'll be doing it quote unquote the right way. So let me kick off and talk a little bit just about deportment and how you carry yourself as an entrepreneur. And really, there's no difference as an entrepreneur than there is from any other professional job in terms of the way you should present yourself. So you should at all times try to be, well dressed, clean and tidy. You should be, polite and courteous and whatnot to people you meet and to those around you. The probably doubly important aspect of that, though, as an entrepreneur, is that you'll spend a fair amount of your time actually asking others for help and advice. And while there is a lot of support in the community for entrepreneurs, the fact that you are continually asking for those things means that you really do need to set a high standard, and you do need to demonstrate to people who are capable of helping you that you're worthy of their help. So aside from being well dressed and well presented, um, I think it's really important to be to present yourself well in the way that you write and that you speak. And a big one that I notice quite a lot is that email, in particular, is a very formal communications mechanism. And while we use it to send messages to our friends, and we can use it to, we're quite quick when we send it. When it comes to actually sending email in a professional context, it needs to be at a high quality. And by that, I don't mean it needs to use long and flowery words. Emails don't need to be long, but they do need to, clearly address the person you're speaking to. They need to be free of spelling and grammatical mistakes. You should sign off at the end of the email. And more than anything else, I think that this is an area where sometimes students and younger entrepreneurs actually fall down. You receive emails that are clearly written on the run. They don't answer the questions that you've put to them, and it really does send the wrong message to somebody you're trying to deal with or somebody you're trying to do business with. So the other area that I think is something that people of all ages struggle with is that when you're at functions, when you're meeting new people and so on, it's really important to convey a professional attitude. So even though functions might be held where there's a lot of free booze around, and it's fun and enjoyable and all the rest of it, it's at those functions that you often have the opportunity to meet the people that'll be able to enable your entrepreneurial career. And for that reason, I think it's really important that you carry yourself well at those times. Make sure that your behaviour is something that you'd be proud of. Probably the easiest test is to check if, or to think about whether or not your grandma would be happy with how you behave at a certain event. And if you think that she'd have any concerns, then you should question whether it's a good thing to do. The final thing is a little bit deeper, I suppose, and in the way you carry yourself and professionalism. When it comes to professionalism, you do need to have some cultural awareness. And while when you're meeting new cultures in a business context, there is a general understanding that it's new. Actually, having that cultural understanding before you have those kind of meetings can significantly add to the quality, the outcomes that you get from those meetings. So, to give you a few examples, things like, um, you know, often when you're doing business with Asian cultures, it's considered rude not to have a business card, and there's quite a lot of ritual around the giving of the business cards. So these things are not huge, but when you get it right, they do make a significant difference to the rapport that you build up with the people that you're meeting with and that you're trying to do business with. And overall, they add to the quality of the person you appear to be, and all of that bodes well for your success.